Hello and welcome back to the Tom Lamb YouTube channel. I'm here today in Grantham, Lincolnshire, and we're going to be looking around the Fruehauf factory, which is here behind us, and it is, I can say, it is so big. David here, who is the project manager of Fruehauf, he is very kindly, you're going to show us around, aren't you? I think we're going to be here for quite a long time, but
You're more than welcome.
I'm really excited to go and look around. So David, let's crack on. So big, isn't it? It's just...
You can walk, but I lost about 2 stone because I decided not to use these carts for a couple of weeks.
All right.
And the weight was flying off me just walking around the site.
I think I need to come here and lose some weight then.
I mean, this is 550,000 square feet factory.
I just can't believe that I live so close to this, and I never even knew any of this was here.
There's a lot of people in Grantham who've lived their whole life here, and all they see is the gatehouse and don't appreciate what's actually behind it.
I mean, I'm gobsmacked, to be honest, and like all this British engineering happening
Absolutely.
under our nose, well, under my nose, and I never even knew anything about it.
So Tom, this is the goods inwards, or in another phrase, where the magic starts.
Oh, excellent.
This is where all the parts are selected to go onto the line. And if you don't mind, I'd like to introduce you to Arturas, who's one of our production directors at the factory.
Nice to meet you.
Arturas has very kindly given up some of his time, and he's going to show us around everything in the factory so that you leave here knowing exactly what we do. How's that?
Excellent. Just for the light.
So here, Tom, these are our main stores for the items that we buy.
Okay.
We buy from other companies. I will show you later. We have also smaller stores for items that we produce here in house.
Okay.
Because when you produce, normally you produce a batch.
These are tipping rams.
We have tipping rams. We have axles.
Yeah.
We have light kits.
Yeah.
We have some plastic, rubber parts.
Yep.
Fasteners here.
There's a lot of stuff here.
It is.
There is an awful lot of stuff here.
And you can see most of our parts are quite large.
Yeah, like this is like the mud guards, I take it?
Yes.
Mud guards.
Yes. That's the plastic mud guard. This one is produced in UK.
Okay.
So we are proud to use as many
UK
items, that produced in UK.
Oh, excellent.
It's good that we have good suppliers.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. I suppose you've been working with UK suppliers for many years, and you can continue that relationship with the UK suppliers.
So probably the most expensive component that we keep here in stores is the axle kits.
Yeah.
So most of our trailers have 3 axles. These are the main ones for us. Yeah. So you can see we have drum. That's a drum axle.
Yep.
And we have disc as well.
So this little kit here is for one trailer, because they're triple axle trailers.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Excellent. And you do rear steering axles as well?
Rear steer, yes, on demand. If customer wants, we can do that.
Oh, so you basically build anything that the customer wants?
Yes.
Oh, right, okay.
We produce 500-600 trailers a year.
Yep.
But we can say most of them are slightly bespoke made, tailored to the customer needs.
Okay.
It would be much easier to do only one model all the time, 500 of them all the same.
Yeah.
But in real terms, it's not possible.
Okay.
Yes. So steering axle is one of the options that you can choose.
Okay.
The same when you specify the trailer. If you want disc brakes, you will have axle with the disc brakes.
Yeah, okay.
If you prefer to have drums, we can do drums.
Oh yeah, these ones here have got disc brakes look on them, haven't they?
Yes, you can see they all wrapped to keep them nice and shiny. Well, previously, 3-4 years ago, we used to keep axles outside.
Yeah.
But I never liked that idea.
Yeah.
So we had to move things around in the factory, and now we have enough space here. As you can see, it's much better to keep them inside.
Okay.
Because then you protect them from rain, from water. Basically, you never get rusty.
Before they're painted, sort of thing.
They are painted, yes, but I mean the rust always on a brake disc.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
so then these will be painted when they're fitted to the chassis.
We can do that if you want.
Yeah, okay.
These are already protected coming from supplier. They are painted and KTL coated, so in general you don't need to paint the axle.
Okay.
But if you prefer to have, the whole chassis frame and axles in the same color, we can do that as well.
Okay.
Every trailer, these are 3 axles, so roughly 1,500 axles we consume. We always keep, I would say, about 100 as a minimum stock.
Yeah, that's a lot of stock. There's some big tipping rams here as well,
Tipping rams, yes. some of them here are the models that are not used very often, but these are our main ones.
So
you can see these are very fresh.
You keep stock for older trailers as well?
We keep stock for all the trailers also. Maybe, you know, one of them is obsolete now for new products, but if someone comes for the servicing or repairs, then yes, we still have the stock.
Yeah, okay.
And the main idea that this warehouse, the stores are locked here, so people cannot enter just randomly. I need a bit of this and that.
Yeah, okay.
The stores, they would do a kit for the trailer, and then the kit goes into production. And also on that end, we have some, one of the largest items also are air tanks for the brake system. We use only aluminum air tanks.
So they don't, the steel ones tend to rot out, don't they?
Yes, but they are also lighter.
Okay.
So for the weight of the trailer is important. So as many components we can use, lightweight components, we are tending to do that even if they are slightly more expensive.
Okay.
Does that allow you more payload on the trailer?
Yes, exactly. The payload, you know, you are limited to the maximum, so the lighter trailer you have, the more you can load.
Yeah, a lot of thought goes into these trailers, isn't there?
It is. It looks very simple in the very beginning, but when you go into details, there's quite a lot of details. And that end is our consumables, so drill bits, gloves, all the small items.
Yeah. So this is this whole section here, this whole building down here, this is just for the parts inwards, all your lighting and everything, and then I can see next door that's all raw material now, is it?
Yes, we will go there next door. We have quite a lot of raw material because our chassis is made from steel, our body is aluminum, but we do everything here in the house.
Okay.
So what you saw here, that's everything we buy as a component. The rest will be produced here in the house.
Okay. And you're having, I can see you're having all new roofs as well.
We've put a whole new roof all over the factory, which was a huge job. But we've tried to be clever with how we've put those projects together.
Yeah.
So initially we had a company came in to say, you need a whole new roof, £2-3 million investment. But by actually sourcing a new vinyl product, we were able to reskin the roof for a fraction of the cost. So it's not just about throwing money at things, it's being clever with how you spend that money in the factory.
So you're halfway through re-roofing the whole factory at the moment?
Pretty much, absolutely. We're going to put solar panels on the factory roof in about 2 months' time.
Okay.
A 500 kilowatt system, which will provide 20% of the power that the factory needs to try and look after our carbon footprint as much as possible.
Actually 2025 and probably 26 will be a very important year for us because we want to automate the factory as many processes as we can. So we will start with aluminum welding, steel welding. We're also looking at painting automation, but we don't want to move things twice. So there's a big discussion, how the whole layout of the factory need to be like a last version.
Yeah, okay.
Then we will start moving the things around.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought has to go into everything.
Oh yes, yes.
The trailers themselves are huge.
Yes.
It's not just a case of moving something around. You've got to organise a driver and move the asset.
And some of the machines or the spray booth, for example, these are large units to move. So you don't really want to move them twice, If you put it in the wrong location, that will be a problem.
You would get lost in here quick, Tom, wouldn't you?
Oh no, I think a lot of people do. We want to be down that side, don't we, and have a look at all the raw material, aluminium coming in.
How much would you, if you combined all of the parts that you've got in stock, is it multi-millions of pounds?
Yes, I think, don't want to lie, but last stock take was 5 or 6 million pounds of stock. That includes goods in the factory like trailers that we are working on, so that's a big part. But on raw materials and parts, easy couple of million pounds will be here.
So this section here now is just for raw material aluminium?
Yes, this section we especially moved all aluminum extrusions here. Yeah. They are coming from one supplier and you can see them grouped. For example, the floor channels with floor channels, sidewall planks with the sidewall planks.
So this is the floor of the trailers?
Yes, that goes on the floor as well as that one. I'll show you later in production, you'll see these parts. But so these are mainly for our aluminum body.
Okay.
So we cut them to the length, to the shape, and then we weld everything together. But that's coming from one main supplier.
Okay.
And why we split everything in the groups, we want to see also the stock levels, you know, so you can see everything on computer,
Yeah.
but sometimes there could be mistakes or something is not matching, so-called visual management.
Yep.
If I come here immediately, I look, okay, we have enough of this and enough of that,
Yep.
but maybe that pile over there is getting low. So that's like a checkpoint. You can always go to purchasing team and say, what's happening with this part? Are we getting deliveries or no? Because I can see it's running low.
Yeah,
As a
okay.
production man from production, is very important because you don't want to stop because of any shortages. So that's why all of these extrusions were moved here. Again, it's like a little bit luxury, we can say, you know, not everyone has so many room inside the factory to keep them. Usually people would keep them outside, but again, sun, rain, wind, sun, cold, that's not perfect condition for any of raw materials.
So all your materials, parts and everything is all inside, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
that was
good.
one of our targets, honestly speaking, to put as much materials as we can under the roof.
Yeah.
And yeah, we successfully achieved that. Steel, aluminum, different sizes, like 4 by 2 meters, then you have different thicknesses.
Okay.
3 mil, 4 mil, 6 mil. Rarely we use also thicker steel, maybe up to 25 millimeters. I'll show you later.
Steel material.
Raw
comes
steel material comes here. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Then it's been unloaded, and then following the process, usually in every production company, first process will be cutting.
Laser
Okay.
cut. So you're laser cutting here now.
So if you have plate, you cut by laser.
Yep.
But if you have tubes or channels, then usually the saw, bandsaw.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is why in this hole you can see we have 2 laser cutters,
Okay.
and then we will have different sizes of bandsaws. We have smaller, bigger, automated and manual.
We've picked the right time at the moment because nothing's actually cutting at the moment because everyone's on lunch break, aren't they?
Yes, but you can see here the cutting, you always start with the plate, yes?
Yes.
And the laser has 2 beds,
Yeah.
so one bed moves in, another
out.
moves out.
So this is all aluminium. This is you're cutting today.
This is aluminum we're cutting today, but we will swap the program. Every day you have different program.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's have a look in here what it's cutting out.
So here you can see in the middle of the process, so the part like that, that's your aluminum plate.
So what would this part here be then?
That will be like a bracket.
Okay.
Yeah, the-
Oh, excellent.
This side mainly channels, flanges.
Yeah.
Flanges, we use a lot of them because every trailer chassis has top and bottom flange.
Okay.
We're making absolutely everything, yes. Apart from parts that hydraulics, axles, wheels and lights.
Yeah, okay.
Let's say these main, but when it comes to the steel work,
Yeah.
we do everything in-house.
Yeah, it's impressive, isn't it?
Yes, to do that, as you can see, you need quite a lot of machines.
Yeah. But you've got another laser cutter here as well.
That's another, yes. This is the same model. That one is a bit older.
Okay.
The difference is these machines are very good and very precise, but they are not the fastest existing machines.
Oh, so you want
Nowadays we have much more powerful laser machines, so we want to update one of them.
Okay. So this factory here at the moment, it looks like it's been here quite a long time. And you were saying earlier that it used to be the Evelyn and Barford factory.
That's right.
So Evelyn and Barford, I've driven Evelyn and Barford stuff, so they'd build like dump trucks, bin carts, all sorts of stuff. So that must have been quite a long time ago. And now you're building truck trailers and whatever else.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got a range now of trailers that we manufacture. And we've recently added to that suite of products with a new blower product.
Okay.
We might get a chance to actually show you that while you're here, Tom.
Oh, good.
But for the agricultural market, you know, with feed and pellets and things for feed, they need
Yeah.
to be able to blow them into silos.
Okay.
So the team here, over the last sort of 6 or 8 months, we've designed our own version of the blower trailer, which is probably one of the first new products that have come out of the factory for maybe 10 years.
Okay.
So a big moment in the history of the modern Fruehauf, when new products now being designed and built here in Britain, in Grantham, Lincolnshire.
So you've got a design team as well in the offices?
We do. Everything starts with design, really,
Yes.
Arturus,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Yes.
And we've got a blueprint for each trailer where every component, all the design, everything's all loaded into the blueprint.
Yeah.
That's then shared with the factory and how they produce that product.
Okay.
But everything starts with design, really.
See, laser cutter as example, it will not cut without the drawing.
Oh, well, it
The
not?
machine needs to understand what you ask. That's why you need to have a drawing for every part. Then that drawing gets imported into machine. You make like a nest, and then it starts cutting. But when we speak about the history of Fruehauf and all that side, to produce large trailers, you need also a large factory.
Yeah.
And I think that's a challenge in UK, because the roof height, the width, the cranes, everything is very important.
Yeah, definitely.
If you don't have enough height, you will struggle inside the factory. So we are lucky with that, because we have a really, really tall building, which is very good for us.
And how many cranes have we got in here, Arturo?
We have 47 whole cranes.
47 cranes.
Overhead cranes.
Yeah.
So like these overhead cranes that are on the sides up here.
Without them, I'm
talking.
talking to them about the large cranes
Oh, you
like
could-
that.
so you them as well? Oh,
if
right.
I will count all of the Jeep cranes, probably it's nearly 100, and I'm not lying.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This is a very impressive machine.
What's it?
This is CNC machining center.
Okay.
So you can do drilling, milling,
Yeah.
and it's all automated as well. And this is very, very precise machine. Let's say a part like that. So that's your test gauge, go, no go.
Okay.
But basically you can imagine it was just a part of the steel. Yes,
Yeah.
it was cut more or less to the dimension, but then it goes inside here, and you have all this machining, the chamfers, the thread.
There's the drawing for it
That's
as well.
the drawing. And because here it's quite critical part of the chassis, because the hydraulic cylinder will be mounted on these holes.
Okay.
So you need to control the thread very accurately. So you have so-called go, no go gauge.
Yeah.
So one side of it must go, a second one no, like that.
Oh,
You
I see.
it's
So
stuck.
you can't get it wrong.
Yes, but if, for example, that one goes in, it means it's too loose already. That's
Okay.
a problem.
I see.
Yes. So we'll leave it here for guys. Yes. And then it's very nice to have new machines and automated and controlled. But as I say, all of these machines will need drawings transferred to the brain of machine. And Simon over there, he is one of the most experienced guys on these machines. He's doing a magic every day for us.
Okay.
As you can see, you need to be a little bit creative, and you need to be very skilled to be able to work on these machines.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, as I say, for the batches, for main parts, obviously more efficient you are on automated machines. But when you need one-off, or maybe if you need, let's say, a small part for the maintenance, you want to repair your machine, and you cannot get it, then we can make it ourselves. So it's good to have Simon here.
Yeah, that's really good, because there's not many companies that do that anymore, is there?
No. Everyone usually outsource, or they use another engineering companies, but we love to have them here. They are fully working. They are old, they look a bit tired, but they are fully working.
Even the old lathes as well.
Yes.
It's really good to have the blend.
Yeah,
of
this
old
is
and
good,
new,
isn't
isn't it?
Yes.
Really interesting.
There's
No year on it.
no, yeah. No.
Quick, get him off the machine.
I've just got to moved it all for. So this is going in the lathe, is it?
So
These-
that part comes from the casting, is the casting.
Okay.
But we work on this because that will be your tailgate, and the hinges comes here.
Oh, I see.
So that part will be machined to the smooth surface. I'll show you in stores.
So these parts here, they sit at the top of the trailer like that,
Yep.
and the back door swings around on them, don't they?
That's actually part of back door, and you have a hinge which goes like that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But you're right, this is the top corner.
What are you doing over here, look?
So here again on that side we have automated machines. So
Yeah.
that one is for drilling and milling.
Yeah, that's-
So-called XYZ machining center.
Yeah, okay. More look at these old lathes. You don't see these anymore. In the factories. These are like really old. I suppose a lot of the machining, all these old machines like this, when the factory's closed, they'll have just been scrapped, wouldn't they?
Most of the time, and that's pity to see that.
Yeah.
Because actually these old machines, they are really good quality machines.
Yeah.
If you maintain them, they can go forever. For example, on the corner of aluminum body, we have one part which comes as a plate. It's being cut on laser, but after that it needs to be formed into the round corner. So you see that last...
like bits like this.
Can be done also here, but usually I'll show you, we have a more modern press brakes for the folding part.
I see.
This usually for, let's say you have here so the plate like that will go inside here, like that will go inside here, and it will come out as a rounded
I see,
corner.
yeah, because it's got like this big dome underneath.
Yes. So you see that tool always stays on this machine. We don't produce too many parts here.
Okay.
It's working maybe one day in a week.
Okay.
But it's still needed for some of designs of our trailers. Yes. That part goes on a bathtub trailer. Usually you do batches of parts.
Yeah,
you don't do just one for today and one for tomorrow.
Okay.
So because you need to change the tools, you would do batch. Now, what to do with the batch which you don't use today? So we have stores here as well, but these items are produced in-house.
Okay.
Like first stores where everything we buy from others, here everything that we produce as a component, and after that it will go into production. So we can take a look what we have on the shelf. Some of the parts are very simple. It's just a plate cut to the dimension, length and width. But other component can be a bit more complicated.
These are the back doors for the
locking bar.
The locking bar that you latch up, stop the back door coming open.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sub-assemblies are kept here. But it can be anything. It can be from really small part, the angle with the hole, which probably that's a spacer somewhere.
Yeah.
But it can be, a pressed part. That's a quite thick steel.
So those big presses we were just looking at.
Yes. So this would be for...
That part would have come out flat out of the laser cutter, and then you pressed it so it's got like that dog leg bend on it, haven't you?
Yep.
You looking for a job, Tom?
No. I'm actually, that's what I actually am. I'm actually a qualified engineer and welder, but
so a lot of this will be really interesting to you.
Well, that's why I find it interesting, but it's easier for me to just look around and show other people instead of having to do it.
That's your door hinge.
Okay.
That goes together with the part we looked before, aluminium casting.
Yeah, so the aluminium casting we were just looking at earlier
will be here inside.
So you'll lay that aluminium casting down, then that'll fit like that, and then so that'll be welded to the trailer, won't it? The actual body of the trailer.
That will be like that on the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the casting will be here.
Yeah.
So you can see on these two parts, casting and the hinge, that holds the whole door, the tailgate.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be really strong. Yeah.
So these are all the rears of the trailers.
So that one would be your side infills.
Okay.
You know where you have side guards.
Yeah.
And then the infill goes there.
Fruehauf, look.
Yes.
Is that how you say it? Fruehauf?
Fruehauf.
Fruehauf, yeah.
A lot of people don't appreciate that the trailer, the semi-trailer, was actually invented by Fruehauf.
Oh, was it?
1908. He was a blacksmith to trade.
Okay.
And at the same time, Henry Ford was making the Model T.
Okay.
People were starting to see whether or not they could replace the horse
Okay.
with something different.
Yeah.
And the whole trailer principle works on the fact that a horse can pull more than it can carry.
Right.
And at the time, he got permission from Ford to take the back seats out of a Model T, stretch the chassis to turn it into a trailer, like a rigid body trailer.
Who else would sort of Fruehauf sell these sort of trailers?
We focus on the UK and Ireland market, but there are other Fruehauf businesses around the world.
Okay.
So there's a Fruehauf in New Zealand, there's one in America, Mexico, France.
Yeah.
So
you would
have
see
someone going around picking.
Yes, we have
bits
pickers
off.
working in these stores.
Yeah.
They can see the paperwork, which parts goes on the trailer,
Yeah, okay.
pick everything together, and then issue into production for the next stage.